A sheriff's deputy shot a man dead yesterday morning, but today the department won't talk about it. It happened in a remote area of the desert on Highway 14 near Red Rock Randsburg Road, about an hour and a half east of Bakersfield.
17's Karen Hua is joining us now in studio to talk about what the sheriff's office is saying and not saying about the department's 8th fatal officer-involved shooting so far this year. Karen?
Well, Jim, the Kern County Sheriff's Office is under investigation by the state for abuse of authority. So we thought it was fair to ask a few basic questions about yesterday's shooting. Thursday morning, a man was shot and killed by a deputy in East Kern, according to KCSO. In a brief news release, KCSO said deputies were called to a report of a man walking with a gun along Highway 14. There were 2 vehicles in the area somehow related to the man with the gun, the news release said, but did not say how they were related. When the first deputy arrived, a man with a gun got out of one of the cars, according to the release. The man raised a firearm at the deputy, and the release said, quote, "An officer-involved shooting occurred, which resulted in fatal injuries to the suspect. A shotgun was found next to the dead man," the release said. The deputy was not hurt. This all happened before 7 in the morning, but wasn't revealed until 3 in the afternoon when the scene had been cleared. When we followed up with questions today, the sheriff and a spokesperson refused to comment, other than to say the investigation is ongoing. Some of the questions we wanted to ask include, was there body cam video? Who called deputies and why? Was the man walking with the firearm the same man with the gun who got out of the car? If there were 2 cars, were other people involved in the confrontation? If so, how did they describe events? The news release references the first deputy. Was there more than one deputy there? The news release also said a firearm was brandished and a shotgun was found at the scene. Were they the same gun? If the man had a shotgun, could this have been related to dove season, which started Tuesday? Beyond the name of the victim, we want to know his age and ethnicity. How many times did the deputy shoot? And was there any attempt at de-escalation before shots were fired? In 2015, independent studies by KGAT and the Guardian newspaper found BPD and KCSO had the highest kill rate in America, with a combined 23 officer-involved shootings that year. The number dropped drastically to 8 the next year, then 11 in 2017, 12 in 2018, 12 in 2019, and 12 in 2020, with 4 months still left to go. Since 2017, BPD and KCSO have been under investigation by the California Attorney General's office.
It's public information that the California Department of Justice is undertaking a pattern and practice investigation involving Kern County Sheriff's Department and the Bakersfield Police Department. That investigation is in process. We find troubling evidence that the way that the agency is conducting its business may fly in the face of constitutional and statutory protections against police overuse of tactics and policies that could impact the rights of individuals who confront law enforcement.
Sheriff Youngblood directly responded to that statement from the Attorney General in June.
We haven't heard from them in about 6 months, so they've finished their investigation. At least that's what we were told, and now they're writing a report. We instructed or asked the Department of Justice to tell us along the way if there were things that were really critical that we needed to change so that we could look at those, and we've gotten no direction.
We asked for an interview with Sheriff Youngblood this morning. He declined, but here's what he told us back in May.
Remember that we hire from the human race, and there's imperfection in that.
So then how about the argument that, say, in sheriff's departments, there need to be very few, if not no imperfections?
Well, that's impossible. We hope that they're in control. We train them to be in control. We do background psychologicals to try and get the best of the best. But if we think that we're going to have a perfect organization that's never going to have this situation again, we're wrong, because it's just not possible.
In Bakersfield, Karen Hua, 17 News.